everybody. My name is Alan Ellman, the Blue Collar Investor, and welcome to another one of our Ask Alan video presentations. This one is number 239. I've titled, Using Two Standard Deviations to Avoid Covered Call Exercise. Now, the Ask Alan series basically come from you, our BCI community, asking these wonderful questions, and I select the ones that I feel have the greatest educational value. There are so many of them, and we have a really good one for you today, because for those of you who have long-term buy and hold portfolios of stocks or ETFs and want to leverage those securities to generate another income stream, but you don't want these shares sold, I'm going to show you a metric that we have that will be able to quantify the risk of our trades using implied volatility. Here's the question. Hi, Alan. I watched one of your videos where you used implied volatility to create trades with a 16% risk of being assigned. The formula was based on one standard deviation. My question is, can we use two standard deviations to create even lower risk trades? If yes, how? Thanks, and it's signed, Charlie. Well, Charlie, yes, we can, particularly when we're using high implied volatility securities. So I selected one today because I knew it had a high IV, Intel, and now let's show you how that works. So we take in Charlie's great question, and let's first define the type of covered call writing that Charlie was alluding to. I call it portfolio overwriting. It's a little bit different than traditional covered call writing because in addition to generating a cash flow, you also don't want your shares sold. You know, maybe they're generating dividend income, which you want to keep going, or maybe they're in non-sheltered accounts. You don't want your shares sold, which might end up causing some negative capital gains tax issues. Or maybe you just love the shares. So for whatever the reason, it's a covered call writing like strategy I call portfolio overwriting. So we have two goals here. We want to generate cash flow and we want to retain our shares. That means that the premiums we're going to be receiving are going to be lower than that of traditional covered call writing because the strikes that we select are going to be much, much higher than the current market value of the stock. So as I said, we're going to be using Intel Corp listed on the NASDAQ exchange under the ticker INTC to analyze this particular scenario. So here's a real life on the day that I received this email from Charlie, 11/12/25. Intel was trading on that day at 37.85. Now, the way you use implied volatilities, you have to find the at the money or the near the money strike and look at the implied volatility for the contract in question. So in this case, the closest strike to 37.85 was the 38 strike. And as you'll see in a moment, that had an implied volatility of 52%. Pretty high implied volatility. It's almost, not quite, but almost triple that of the S&P 500 on 11/12. So now the stats, that 52% is based on one standard deviation. So think back to college days. That means it's going to fall into that range approximately 68% at a time. But it also is based on a one-year time frame. Now, when we sell our covered calls, we're not selling them a year out. At least we shouldn't be. It's a week or a month or something in that area. So we have to use a conversion formula to make that implied volatility for that specific contract cycle. Now, my team and I have created the BCI expected price movement calculator. You will see it in this video that will do that for us. And it is going to be so easy to enter and get that expected range. Okay, so we're going to be using the expected price movement calculator based on an out-of-the-money strike with a 16% risk or probability of being breached or exercised or subject to exercise. In other words, the price of the stock moving from current market value all the way out and higher, and then breaching that deep out of the money strike that we selected. Now, what about that's based on one standard deviation? Charlie asked about two to create even less risk. Well, if you get the amount that the at the money implied volatility is giving us with a 16% risk factor, if we double the amount that we're expected to move up or down based on that IV, now we have two standard deviations. And that means we have an expected to fall into that range 95% of the time. I'm going to show you a normal bell curve, which will kind of hopefully crystallize this for everybody watching this video. So remember, one standard deviation represents a risk of 32%, but 16% on the high side. And two standard deviations represents a risk of 5% or only 2.5% on each side, on the high and the low end. And we're only concerned about the high end when it comes to portfolio overriding. We don't want the price of the stock to go from current market value all the way up to that deep out of the money strike that we selected. All right, so that's the foundation for the remainder of this video. And now let's look at the screenshot of the Intel option chain on November 12th, 25. And if we look at that near the money, 38 strike, that's the closest one to current market value, 37.85. And if you look, I highlighted for you on the header, implied volatility in that yellow cell, 52%. Okay, so that's what we're going to put into the expected price movement calculator. And here we go. This is how easy it is, folks. Just put in the ticker symbol, the date entry of the trade, the expiration date of the trade. This is 12/19/25. The price of Intel at the time of the trade, 37.85. And then last but not least, the implied volatility, 52%. Now, the spreadsheet will then give us the following information because the conversion formula is inherent in the spreadsheet. And it will tell us that based on this one standard deviation, we're expecting Intel to move up or down by $6.35 with a 16% risk factor of that being breached on the high end, which is about the 44th strike. So if we put in the 44th strike, we're taking approximately a 16% risk of the price moving above that and being subject to exercise, which we don't want. Now, let's double that 635, right? And that would become 1270. So if we go out 1270, now all of a sudden we're at the 50 strike. And that would represent a risk of 5%, but on the high end, only 2.5%. And I'm going to show you in the next slide, I'm going to show you the bell curve. So if we take the 44 strike, we have a risk of being breached of 16%. But if we take the 50 strike, two standard deviations, we have a risk of being breached of only 2.5%. So here we go, back to our college days, folks, the standard bell curve. And you can see in the purple field in the middle, that 16% expected probability of the price falling into that range, that 68% range, which means 32% outside the range. So if we take a look at 32, that would represent also the green fields, about 27%, along with 68%. And that would then be two standard deviations, which would be 95%. 68 and 27 is 95. So what's the risk? 5% outside, purple plus green, 2.5 on either end, right? It's a little less because it's above 99 point something. So it would be about 2.5%. That's your risk factor with two standard deviations. Okay, so we don't want the price of the stock to go above the strike. Two standard deviations would be the 50 strike. Can we make any money using a 50 strike or a 44 strike? One standard deviation and two standard deviations. Can we make money? Well, I'm here to tell you that especially with high implied volatility securities like Intel, absolutely yes. All right, and I'm going to show you that shortly. So now let's look at the cash flow using that two standard deviation approach. The 50 strike had a premium of 46 cents for the 12/19 expiration. How many days in the trade? 38 days. We'll have a look at the calculations plus the annualized calculations, which will kind of put everything in perspective. So the initial return, you're going to see this in a moment using our trade management calculator, TMC. It resulted in an initial time value return of 1.22%, and based on a 38-day trade, it annualized out to 11.67%. And since that 50 strike was so deep out of the money, so far away from current market value, we had a potential additional return of 32.1% of upside potential because the strike was so far out of the money, so much higher than current market value. All right, let's turn now to our trade management calculator, where I'm going to give you those calculations plus strikes even further out, which less than 2.5% risk. So we enter this 50 strike, but I also put in so you could see the 55 and the 60. Now, keep in mind, Intel was at 37.85. And keep in mind, it's a 38-day trade. Well, back to that 52 standard deviation strike, that generated, as I said, 1.22, 1167 annualized, pretty good, and another 32% upside potential. What if we go even deeper out of the money to the 55 strike? Well, there we're going to generate 0.82%. We're looking in the pink cells now, folks, annualizing out to almost 8%, right? It's still significant, 8%. It's like double what we can get today for a CD. And upside potential, yikes, 45%. Let's go even deeper out of the money to the 60 strike. Well, there the return is 0.63%, annualizing out to 6%. Okay, nothing to sneeze at. And look at that, 58.5% upside potential. So when you have a high implied volatility underlying security, there is great opportunity to generate here anywhere from a 6 to 11.5% annualized return, plus huge upside from 32 to 58%, using the expected price movement calculator, using implied volatility to determine the upper end of the trading range. So especially with high IV stocks, there are great opportunities to create low-risk trades that still generate significant cash flow. Now, our strike selection, there's no right or wrong here. It could be based both on what our initial time value return goal range is, as well as how much risk we're willing to take in the trade. And that can be quantified by using the implied volatility metrics discussed in this video. All right, want to learn more about covered calls, cash secured puts? Go to our website, thebluecollarinvestor.com, click on store, go to best packages, and there you will see our 3 best packages. I'm going to briefly mention them to you, but I'm going to provide links so you can study them and see which, if any, are right for you and your family. The BCI package, our main package, 18 components. You see 6 courses, 6 calculators, 5 of our best-selling books in ebook format, and our 13-month premium membership, which has all of the stock screen and watch lists you need, plus over 250 training videos and much more. Our trade management calculator package, a must. Having this spreadsheet, you saw it in action in this video. It comes with a 28-page user guide, and it also comes with a PDF version of my 8th book, Exit Strategies for Covered Call Writing and Selling Cash Secured Puts, 27 chapters of exit strategy information. We also have Covered Call Writing, a streamlined approach. It's a CEO package combining exchange-traded funds with stock options. A great way to use covered call writing if you have very busy, hectic schedules. You still want to generate cash flow, but you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to it. It comes with 2 spreadsheets that BCI created, both of them very useful in all aspects of option selling. along with a PDF of my 9th book, Covered Call Writing, A Streamlined Approach. Now, you can combine that CEO package, could take it the basic package, combine it with TMC, or get all three of those combined for our best total price. We also have, which is relatively new, our BCI Credit Spread Management System. An amazing, amazing spreadsheet that has over 1,200 formulas in it, and it'll take you through every single step of a conservative credit spread trade, bull puts trades, and bear call credit spreads as well, along with a 113-page PDF book, The Blue Collar Investor Guide to Conservative Credit Spreads. So if you like credit spreads, you're going to like this package as well. You can get items individually by going to thebluecollarinvestor.com/store and then build your own toolkit. So, folks, so ends another one of our Ask Alan videos. This one was number 239, using 2 standard deviations to avoid covered call exercise. Charlie, thank you very, very much for asking this question and giving me the opportunity to share this information with our BCI community. And of course, thank everybody out there for taking the time to watch and listen to this Ask Alan video. Hope you enjoyed it. But most importantly, I hope it puts cash in your pockets. As always, this is Alan Ellman, the Blue Collar Investor. Take care, everybody.